There is something about you, something you cannot see, something you have never been able to name, something that lives in the space between your voice and your silence that makes people want to protect you. Not because you're weak, not because you look fragile, not because you asked, because something in your energy broadcasts a frequency that bypasses people's logic and goes straight to their instincts, straight to the part of them that is older than language, the part that says, guard this, shield this, stand between this person and whatever is coming. And the wildest part, the person feeling this right now, the specific person this reading is about, has never felt this before. Not for anyone. They are not the protector type. They have never positioned themselves between someone else and danger. They have never lost sleep worrying about whether someone got home safe. They have never felt their fists clench when someone raised their voice at another person. Until you. You activated something in them that they didn't know existed. A dormant instinct. A sleeping guardian. And now it's awake and it is not going back to sleep. That is what's coming through today. Okay, so I literally had to stop what I was doing to record this because the energy on this one is not playing around. I'm Stella Love Tarot with Stella. Subscribe if you're new because we stay busy around here. Real quick, only take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You know how we do? Now, let me get into this because, oh my gosh, I have been waiting to tell somebody this all day. And before we go any further, if you're on a twin flame journey and you've been the one protecting the connection, holding the energy, doing all the spiritual heavy lifting while they run, check the pinned comment for something called the Hieros Gamos method. Ancient energy work that flips the dynamic. You stop chasing, you raise your vibration, and your twin flame comes to you months, not years. No more carrying it alone. Link is in the pinned comment. So let me tell you about you first, because we need to establish why your energy does this to people, and I don't think anyone has ever explained it to you before. You carry something, not a burden, although you've carried those too. You carry a particular kind of light. And I know that sounds vague and spiritual and hand wavy, but let me be specific because I need you to understand this precisely. Your light is not the loud kind. It's not the look at me kind. It's not the kind that fills a room and demands attention. Your light is the kind that glows in the dark. The kind people don't notice until the room gets dim and suddenly there you are, warm, steady, still burning when everything else went out. You are the person who keeps functioning during the crisis. The one who stays calm when everyone else panics. The one who somehow finds the words or the gesture or the quiet, steady presence that keeps things from falling apart. And you do it so naturally, so without fanfare, that most people don't realize what you just did. They don't realize that you just held the entire room together with nothing but your energy and your refusal to let things collapse on your watch. But here's the cost of that. And this is the part that connects to why someone wants to protect you. The cost of being everyone's anchor is that nobody thinks the anchor needs saving. Nobody looks at the thing holding everything in place and says, I wonder if that thing is tired. I wonder if that thing needs rest. I wonder if that thing is one strong current away from snapping. You have been so good at being steady that people forgot or never knew that you are also human, that you also break, that you also have nights where you sit in the dark and wonder who holds the holder, who anchors the anchor, who protects the protector. And the answer for most of your life has been nobody. You held yourself. You anchored yourself. You protected yourself with whatever tools you had, humor, distance, independence, that particular smile you wear when you're actually falling apart but nobody can tell. You became your own entire safety system. And it works. It has always worked. You built it out of necessity and honed it through repetition and reinforced it every time someone proved that trusting them was a mistake. Every time someone who should have shown up didn't. Every time someone who should have stayed left. Every time someone who said they'd protect you became the thing you needed protection from. Each betrayal added another layer to the system, another lock, another alarm, another backup plan for the backup plan, until what you carry now is not a defense mechanism, it's a fortress. And inside that fortress, you are safe. And inside that fortress, you are completely, devastatingly alone. Not lonely in the way people use that word casually, alone in the structural way, in the load bearing way, in the way where the walls keep everything out, including the things that should be let in. But it was never supposed to be permanent. It was supposed to be temporary until someone showed up who was strong enough to share the load. And that someone is here. And they can see what nobody else can see, that the anchor is tired, that the steady one needs someone steady for them, that the person everyone leans on has never had anyone to lean on, and that absence is a wound so deep it doesn't even register as a wound anymore because you've been carrying it so long. It just feels like your skeleton. If the initials R, O, or F mean something to you right now, those letters keep coming through strong, connected to this person, or to the moment they first felt the protection instinct activate. If it lands, drop it in the comments. Now let me tell you about this person. Because what's happening inside them is genuinely extraordinary, and they don't fully understand it themselves. This person, before you, operated on a very specific emotional wavelength. They were the one who was taken care of. Not in a spoiled way necessarily, in a structural way. They arranged their lives so that they were never the responsible one, never the one who had to step up, never the one who checked on other people. They didn't protect because they didn't need to and nobody asked them to, and the role was never assigned. They were comfortable being peripheral, being the one who showed up after the crisis was handled and said, "Oh, that's crazy what happened." Not malicious, just disengaged, emotionally cruise control. They watched other people care deeply and found it interesting the way you'd find a nature documentary, interesting, observable, understandable in theory, but not something you'd personally volunteer for. Caring deeply looked exhausting from the outside. It looked like liability. It looked like handing someone a weapon aimed at yourself and trusting them not to pull the trigger. And this person had made a very deliberate decision, maybe not consciously, but structurally, to never hand anyone that weapon, to stay light, to stay movable, to stay the person who could walk away from anything without looking back, because nothing and nobody had ever been heavy enough to hold them in place. And they were fine with that. They were genuinely fine with that for years, maybe their whole life. And then they encountered you and something happened that they cannot explain and that I keep seeing in their energy like a physical event. They watched you do something small, something nobody else noticed. Maybe you took care of a situation without being asked. Maybe you noticed someone struggling and quietly intervened. Not loudly, not performatively, just a small correction. A small act of care that cost you energy you didn't have to spare, but you spent it anyway because that's who you are. Maybe you were dealing with something hard and they watched you handle it with a composure that clearly, obviously, to anyone paying real attention, was costing you everything. You were shaking inside and still standing, and they could see both the standing and the shaking simultaneously. And something inside them, something that had been dormant their entire life, something they genuinely did not know they possessed, something ancient and primal and completely involuntary, said, "No, not on my watch." And the force of that no surprised them more than anything in their life has surprised them, because it was not a thought, it was not a decision, it was a directive. An order issued from somewhere inside them that they could not disobey even if they wanted to. Their body moved before their mind approved the movement. Their jaw set before they decided to set it. Their hands changed something about the way they held them, something about the readiness in their fingers, and they didn't choose any of it. It chose them. You chose them. Not consciously. Your energy selected a guardian and their body accepted the assignment before their personality had time to object. This person should not have to do this alone. This person should not have to carry this. I don't know what I'm doing and I've never done this before, but I need to stand between this person and whatever is hurting them and I need to do it right now. That was the activation moment. And they've been different ever since, not performing different, rewired different, like a switch was flipped that cannot be unflipped. They started noticing things they never noticed before, not just about you, but about the world around you. They notice who treats you well. They notice who takes advantage. They notice who dumps their problems on you without asking if you have the capacity. They notice who drains you and who fills you. They've become a silent auditor of your entire social ecosystem, and they have opinions, strong, detailed, barely contained opinions about at least three people in your life who don't deserve your energy, and they have bitten their tongue so hard about this that the tongue probably has permanent indentations. There's one person in particular, someone in your circle right now, who this person has specifically identified as a threat to your peace, not a physical threat, an energetic one. Someone who takes more than they give. Someone who calls you when they need you and vanishes when you need them. Someone who uses your loyalty as a renewable resource without ever replenishing it. And this person watching you, this newly activated guardian, sees it so clearly, it makes them want to shake you by the shoulders and say, please look at what this person is doing to you. But they don't, because they know the moment they criticize someone in your circle, you will defend that person instead of yourself, because that is what you do. You defend everyone except you, and they know that, and it kills them. I keep getting the number 6 here, nurturing, protection, home, family. And 6 is telling me this instinct is not romantic first, it's familial. This person feels about you the way a parent feels about a child they would walk through fire for, except you're not a child, and the feeling confuses them because it doesn't fit in the romantic box, and it doesn't fit in the friendship box, and it doesn't fit in any box they have. It's bigger than category. It's a whole body, whole soul. I will go to war for this person without being asked. Directive that has embedded itself in their nervous system and is now running in the background of every interaction they have with you. Like software they didn't install and can't uninstall. And the jealousy. Oh my gosh, the jealousy, but it's not the normal kind. And I need to be really clear about that. This person does not get jealous of people who flirt with you. They get jealous of people who get to take care of you. They get jealous of whoever you call when something goes wrong, whoever gets the 2 a.m. text, whoever sees you without your armor on. That access, the access to your vulnerability is the thing they covet, not your body first, not your attention first, your trust. They want to be the first person you think of when something breaks. Not because they want to fix it, they might not even be a fixer, but because they want to be there, present, holding space, being the wall between you and whatever just came crashing in. The idea of someone else playing that role, someone who might not handle it carefully enough, who might not understand that your vulnerability is the rarest thing you offer, who might receive your guard down moment and not treat it like the sacred thing it is, that idea makes their blood pressure rise in a way they've never experienced. For my Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and Taurus viewers, this is hitting at a cellular level right now. And I keep picking up Aries or Leo energy on this person, fire energy, someone who has never channeled their fire toward protecting another person before. Someone whose intensity has always been self-directed, ambition, drive, personal goals, and for the first time, that intensity has a second target, you, and the reorientation of their fire from self to you is the most significant emotional event of their life, even though they would never describe it that way because they don't have the vocabulary yet. They're learning the language as they go. You're teaching them without saying a word. Now drop everything if this is landing. If you can feel this, comment the Guardian woke up below. Like this video, subscribe if you're not already, and tell me who activated because I read every single comment. I keep getting the number 3, Trinity, divine expression, the meeting of mind, body, and spirit. And 3 tells me this protection instinct is not just emotional, it operates on 3 levels. Mentally, they think about your safety, your peace, your well being in a way that occupies genuine mental bandwidth they used to spend on themselves. Physically, their body responds to perceived threats to you before their brain processes the threat. They've stood up from a chair without deciding to stand because someone's tone shifted in your direction. Step forward without choosing to step because someone got too close to you in a way that felt wrong. Their body has declared you its responsibility, and their conscious mind is just along for the ride. And spiritually, this is the part that gets me. They have started praying for you, or sending you energy, or whatever their version of spiritual care looks like. Someone who never did that for anyone is now doing it for you because the instinct to protect you extends beyond the physical into something they can't see or touch but can feel is necessary. They don't just want to guard your body, they want to guard your spirit, your peace, your light. That specific light that glows in the dark that nobody else seems to notice is fuel. They want to make sure it never goes out, and they've appointed themselves its keeper without you ever posting the job. And physically, because this energy is pressing through hard, this person's attraction to you is inseparable from the protection instinct. They don't just want to touch you, they want to contain you. Not control, contain. The way hands contain a candle, flame, and wind, they've imagined putting their arm around you not smoothly, not practiced instinctively. The way you throw your arm across the passenger seat when you brake too hard, an involuntary act of shielding. They've imagined standing behind you in a crowd with their hand on the small of your back, not possessively, directionally, navigating you through chaos, being the wall at your back so you only have to face forward. They want to be the body between you and the cold side of the bed, the person who checks the lock at night so you don't have to, the one who walks on the outside of the sidewalk without being asked, the one who puts their hand on your lower back in a crowd and steers you through it like a Secret Service agent who swore an oath to one person and one person only. They've imagined driving you somewhere at night, nowhere important, just driving and looking over and seeing you asleep in the passenger seat and feeling something so intense in their chest that they almost pull over because you fell asleep in their car with your guard down, with your fortress unmanned. And the trust embedded in that unconscious act, the fact that your body decided on its own that this person was safe enough to lose consciousness around, would mean more to them than any words you could ever say. These are not romantic fantasies. They are guardian fantasies. And this person didn't know that was a category of desire until you made it one. And this person didn't know that was a category of desire until you made it one. I keep getting the number 9 cycle ending, completion, karmic closure. A chapter of you being unprotected is finishing, not winding down, finishing with a period. The season where you had to be your own shield is being completed by whatever spiritual authority manages these things, and the replacement, this person, this unlikely guardian who has never guarded anyone, is being installed not because you need them, because you deserve to stop needing only yourself. I keep getting the initials K and W connected to this forward movement, and the number 11, alignment, awakening, things clicking into place. Something is about to become visible between you and this person. The protection instinct they've been hiding is going to show itself, not in a dramatic way. In one of those small moments, someone will say something to you, or a situation will arise, or you'll look tired or sad or overwhelmed for half a second, and this person is going to respond quickly, automatically. Without the filter, they usually run their behavior through, they're going to say something or do something or position themselves in a way that tells you and everyone watching that this person considers you theirs to guard. And it's going to surprise both of you, them because they didn't mean to show it yet, you because nobody has ever stepped in front of you like that before. And in that moment, that small involuntary, couldn't help it moment, everything between you shifts from unspoken to undeniable. You will see them differently after that. Not because they became a different person, because you finally saw what was already there, the guardian that was always standing in the room, the shield that was always positioned between you and the world. You just didn't recognize it because nobody has ever held that position for you before, and you didn't know what it looked like from the protected side. Now you'll know. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it, and you won't want to. And here's what I want to leave you with. You have spent your entire life being the strong one, the capable one, the one everybody leans on, the one who holds the room together and checks on everyone else and absorbs everyone else's chaos and goes home and sits alone in the quiet aftermath and doesn't call anyone because who would you call? You've been the protector for so long that being protected feels foreign to you. It feels uncomfortable. It feels like weakness, and you have never been able to afford weakness. But I need you to hear something that is going to rearrange something inside you if you let it. Being protected is not weakness. It is what happens when someone finally sees that the strongest person in the room is also the most tired. And instead of handing you more weight because you can carry it, they take some off your shoulders because you shouldn't have to. You were never supposed to do this alone. And you're about to find out what it feels like when someone stands guard so you can finally close your eyes. I keep getting the number 22 Master Builder. Something permanent is being constructed. Not a fling, not a season of feeling protected that fades when the novelty wears off. A structure, an actual lasting architecture of safety that this person is building around you with their presence and their attention and their unwavering, unasked for, cannot be deactivated devotion. And the number 8 right behind it, abundance overflow. Everything you've poured out for other people, every ounce of protection and care and steadiness you've given to people who never gave it back is about to return. Not from the same sources, from new ones. From this person specifically and from the universe generally, the deficit is being corrected. The balance is shifting. You gave and gave and gave, and now something is going to give to you, and it is going to feel so unfamiliar that your first instinct will be to refuse it. Don't refuse it. You earned this. Every sleepless night you spent worrying about someone who wasn't worrying about you earned this. Okay, I need you to go receive this now. Stop being everyone's shield and stop holding the room together at the cost of holding yourself together. Someone sees you. Someone is already standing. Someone who has never done this for anyone is doing it for you. If this hit, like this video right now, share it with the person who is always strong for everyone else. Subscribe because I am always in here dropping something for you. And comment below because I read every single one. Tell me who woke up. Tell me whose instinct activated. I want to know. Okay, go. I love you. Bye.